Hey guys, welcome to Keep Corner. I am back over in EverQuest Legends for just a little while, and I'm currently in the Crushbone Keep area, I believe still. Clan Crushbone 11 it says. Now, um, thoughts. First of all, I've moved forward, which has helped me forage. Still haven't gotten any food out of this deal yet because well, no, that's not entirely true. It looks as though I have. I've got some fruit right here. Looks like some, I don't know, it looks like some grapes to me, but what do I know? So I did get that, and otherwise, I don't think I got anything. Definitely could be wrong. All right. So now the question becomes, what should I do right now? Erendei, I believe, is on. Bugejoah may be on. I mean, difficulty level 1 right now. Let's come over to the friends window and see for sure who's on and who isn't. So I found out that you can go over to players, you go to friends, and instead of selecting someone and clicking who, you can just click the who button, and that will tell you who's on, right? Instead of telling you, yeah, this character isn't in right now for each individual, you can find out that both of these guys on my friends list out of the 3 are on. So we have Bugejoah and Erendei. And of course, it tells where they are and everything fun like that. Next question I have is, what is my faction looking like? So let's check it out. Let's go /faction. Pulls this up. Let's just have a check on things. I want to see who hates me least, right? Stormguard is up to dubious. Now, I think that Stormguard, according to what you guys told me earlier and just what I assume, I think that Stormguard is the dwarves. Now, Guardians of the Veil, is it threatening? That seems promising, right? So I guess what I really want to look at is the reaction more than anything else. So, Ogre BER ghouls, they don't hate me. That's kind of interesting. Ogre guards don't hate me. Clockworks of Ogre Akanon don't care. So this is Steam font, right? I would imagine. Because in EverQuest 2, Akanon is the place where all the gnomes and the machines of that nature are, like the clockwork stuff, hanging around. So I'm assuming that would be the clockworks in question. The Crockneck Warriors, they're my people. They don't hate me. I haven't done anything for them. Defective Clockwork, they're fine. So this is, again, I think Steam font. I don't know about others of these things here. What if we kill a few more of these orcs, and perhaps that will get the faction up enough to be able to deal with some of these individuals? Because if we can go to Kaladin, my understanding is that we can sell some of these dwarven, dwarven belts? Crushbone belts, rather, not dwarven belts. Crushbone belts. And I don't know if it's this kind here, Death Fist slashed belt, or if it is the Crushbone belt that's currently +5. I don't know, did I, let's see, did I put that on auto merge? Because if so, that would be very funny. Maybe that's why I have a +5 on it, as a matter of fact. Let's come down to, let's see, actions, and then we go to loot window, and I'm going to just find out it was a Crushbone belt, right? So filters, what we're going to do is just look up Crushbone. See what all shows up. Crushbone is not what I'm looking up. I do have it on auto merge for the Crushbone belt. Okay, that's interesting. That's unfortunate. And I think maybe the shoulder pads were also a thing that we would sell. So I took that off. Now, do I continue to merge the belt? What does the belt look like for me right now? Let's see, +5, and how does that compare to whatever I currently have on? It's quite a bit better, as a matter of fact. So I think for now, maybe I just merge the belts and get a decent belt on, and then once we get that finished up, then we can trade in the belts for faction to whoever wants to take those. I do need to start turning in some of these quest items, which would be much easier to do if I knew where they were. Still don't have any pants on at the moment. Do I have any pants? I don't seem to have looted any, maybe still. I've got these shoulder pads on, and I think maybe there's a similar thing going on with those. These shoulder pads are in fact better than the shoulder pads that I have on at the moment. So let's replace the shoulder pads that I have on with these here. If I can find where the shoulders go. Easier said than done. Okay, what do we have here? What slot is this? This is the netted wristband. It should be there, right? Netted wristband? Is this wrong? I don't know. One would think that shoulder pads go on the shoulders. They do. Okay. That's very interesting. It's called a wristband. That makes sense for it to go on the wrist. I have no idea where my brain is half the time. Okay, we've got the netted mantle down here. So that also makes sense. It does look like a shawl when I look at it more carefully. Okay, so with that in mind, let's try to find so incredibly non-visual. It's very difficult, but we got there. We did it. All right, now to find the right belt. It's that one there. Do I have a belt on? Probably. Where is it? Who knows? Well, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. What do we have here? That is a waist piece. The cloth cord is a waist piece. All right, cool. Let's trade that out. There it is. Okay, now that'll stack up nicely. We have a couple more slots available at the moment, so let's go ahead and keep that merging me as well. All right, and then I guess just killing random centurions may be the way to go for a minute. I only have probably about an hour before there may be a Magic Gathering draft going on today, which is a tournament. And if there is, I will be participating in that. So I've got maybe an hour or so to do stuff. I only have 2 slots in my bags at the moment, and that guy just ran right behind me to try to smite me from behind and possibly stun me, who knows. We're not having any of that. Just say no to stuns. Alright. Let's move a little bit and do something about these guys here. I won't get any XP for these guys because they're very low level, but I don't really care. I'm just here to try to get some belts, really, more than anything. Don't have any major goals that I'm attempting or anything like that, so, you know, no biggie. Getting those cloth sleeves built up for what that's worth. And the other thing I'm doing is getting a little bit of money, not a whole lot. If we look, I have 1 platinum, 33 gold, 481 silver, 939 copper. So it's not a phenomenal amount, but it's you know, it's not bad. All things considered, I'll take it. After all, gotta fund my crafting somehow, right? So, about the pots. I was trying to make some pots yesterday, and what I've learned is that you have to, we don't have to, but it's important somewhat to get your skill in pottery up before you go for making the pots, because it's very highly unlikely to manage to make a pot with low pottery skills. So I think that I definitely want to do something about that. Before I try to make the pot again, it makes sense to get my pottery skills up, and then perhaps I will not fail quite so hard at making the pot and just waste a bunch of money. I also would like to go and check out what I can make with my newly found items here in this area as far as cooking goes. So I feel like we've got some stuff that could do some good as far as cooking goes. Like I think that, I don't know, I know that we got the bat wings and stuff like that. We got some rat meat, and those things we've already had before. But this is interesting too. It says that I'm in a group with Erendei. Or maybe it says that. I'm not sure. Yes, I think so. I think it still has me in a group with her. Let's see if the GSA works. Hold on, chat. Maybe she did say something to me. So interesting. So looks like we were in a group. Still in a group. We're not logged in. That's interesting. So unless you disband, you're still in a group. Is that the way this works? If so, very interesting. She says, okay, the Crushbone battle plans are for druid armor that isn't in the game. That's a shame. Yeah, alright. How odd. I'm not very good at knowing when I get a tell. I need like a auditory notification of some kind. And I don't know how to make that happen or if that's possible. If anybody knows how to make an auditory alarm when that goes off. The only thing I can think of is ACT. I used to use a little bit of ACT on EverQuest 2 in the long ago times whenever I was doing some raiding. And ACT has auditory alarms that will go off when certain things appear in chat channels, things of that nature. And I wonder if it would be capable of sending you an auditory alarm in this game as well. I don't know. I assume that it works in this game, but I don't know. So I've not tried it, and of course I don't think that I will try it on beta. If I was going to try it, maybe I would try it on live. I could see that it would come in handy in some ways, from what I can tell so far. I'm not huge on using such things, but at the same time, I really am not good at hearing when I get tells. And so, like for instance, I just missed something a moment ago. And hold on. I don't know if, okay. I don't think that I was crouching. I think I was just not on the right level, so I couldn't do it, maybe? I'm not sure. Erendei says, I was telling you that the Crushbone battle plans are triggered armor quest. Yes, see, she thought I missed that. The NPC for which is not in the game, it seems. So probably you can destroy it. So what was it called? Battle plans? Crushbone battle plans. Interesting. Well, I don't know if I want to destroy it. See if I can even find it. Maybe it's these, one of these? Yes. It's odd to me that I can't read it. I can't like right click it and check it out. So I would think that would be a little more fun. Alright, let's see. This is a rusty longsword. I have not really been interested in merging those, but now that we are low on space, I will do it anyway. The trouble is, if I'm on this, then I don't see the main chat. Then there's the says. It's all very difficult for my little brain, you know? Erendei says the Paladin GM did take my illegible note, though, so there's that. The Paladin GM. Okay, so the illegible notes go to him. I know that I have an illegible note. Let's see, what did it do? Okay, so to make things clearer, I think I'm going to have to just take the say out of there and put it in here. Because I'm not able to see the group chat as well. And now if we take that out, that's going to make it much more easy to read the group chat and things that are directly to me. Like, maybe, you know, if I'm in tells with somebody back and forth, maybe I'll be able to see it there. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. I think there's a possibility of that. I don't know. Oh, I better not kill the dwarven slave. That would be silly indeed. I really haven't been paying enough attention to what I was killing, clearly. I feel like these orc centurions would be perfectly safe though. No one would care mightily. Erendei says, bit of affection, bit of XP, and a lantern. A lantern, how odd. I don't think that I've gotten, maybe I have, but I don't think that I've gotten any lanterns. Now she wants me to find an orc runner in butcher block. Then I think she might take the blue head. Okay, cool. So, let's see. Paladin GM, we got a legible note. The orc runner, orc runner dropped the letter. It was a sealed note, I think. No, it may have been the sealed letter. It was a sealed letter. Okay, now there's a way that we can link this. Let's do /G. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Alt. Maybe Alt click it. No, that didn't work. Alt Control click. No. Shift click. No. I don't know. Can I drag it over? And no, that doesn't work. I know there's a way to link things. I don't know what the way is. We're gonna long right click. Nothing. Nada. This one is to King Nathox Thexus, who it was 2. This is definitely the one that the orc runner had. There is a way to link something. If I left click and long click it, you know, you would think that would work, but it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm out of ideas at the moment. I'll just say, I think it's talking about the sealed letter from the orc runner. Makes sense to me. All right. That Centurion is now an orc runner. Not for long. I hope that the faction goes up fairly decently. Kind of looks like it. We're getting 5 for every kill. Feels like that's a good amount. Oh, Erendei says it's a pouch, apparently. How interesting. I don't think that I got any pouches from the orc runner dude. I don't think that I can hit that that orc legionnaire from here because of the line of sight. It's no good. Here comes an orc centurion. Out of nowhere. Let's go ahead and disarm this guy. Or that guy. I mean, I'm not picky which guy. Just really trying to get the disarming up. Disarming skill. And intimidate, for that matter. I wonder if I can fish in the moat. I have no idea. And one thing is that I wonder, are there different different fish that one can get in different places? Well, that's a problem, yeah. That can't fit in there. Let's move the gloves in there instead. Now, let's try to fish and see if we can fish here in the Crushbone Keep. Looks like we can. All right, cool. Pass the line, we wait. Now I've got it set up so that we can, like right there, we caught fresh fish and it immediately went into the bags. That's because I have it set to do that. Let's try again. I clicked the wrong button. I want fish. All right, so I have it set up like this. slash doability fishing slash pause 120. And by the way, yesterday, I think when I was talking about this, I accidentally said pause for 120 seconds. That is not correct. 120 seconds would be 2 minutes. That's definitely not how long we're pausing. Instead, we're pausing for 120 milliseconds. So that's 12 seconds. And that's so that we have time to cast the line, get our fish on the hook if we're going to, and then go on to the next step at that point, which is auto merge inventory. That actually isn't useful because of some reason that I'm uncertain of. All I know is that then I had it on pause 10, then auto inventory. Since we don't have the ability to merge the inventory, I could probably take out those 2 steps without any trouble. So the issue that we're going to run into is that my bags are full. Now, I did just consume my last water that I had over there. Let's put this water over there at this point. And we can actually move the fruit over here and the fish as well, because those are both foods. So there's no need for them to be sitting over there languishing in the corner when they could be over in the food pile, right? All right, so we do have 1 slot in the old bags, but I think that we need to head back to town soon. I was hoping to be able to get far enough along, kind of tattered cloth sandal hog siding. I was hoping to be able to get far enough along in our faction to be able to trade with people, at least in Caledon. And I feel like there's a chance that the dwarves won't attack us now. And so we could head over that direction, I think. And there's some chance that we may not be attacked after all the orc killing that we've done. Let's do a slash faction again and have a look at how they feel about us. Feydark's champions are okay with us at this point, it looks like. I can't remember the name of the guys we're trying to appease over here, but I might recognize it if I see it. Or maybe not. I don't know how far up they need to get before they will trade with us. But I feel like hanging out in Crushbone will get there fairly quickly, right? If I could only think of what they were called, that would be very helpful. None of these things are looking promising. Of course, if I come over here, I suppose I can just scroll up. Stormguard, alright? Let's try faction name, and then look for Stormguard. Okay, they're apprehensive. 5 points to indifferent, so if they're indifferent, I feel fairly safe with that, and a couple of kills will verify, or not verify, but basically we can ensure that I'm high enough to trade with him if I just get a couple more kills on. I think that's safe to say. Let's go ahead and throw, I already have a dot on him, so I'll just blow this guy up a little bit. He's a warrior beast lord. Can't help but notice. Well. Okay, so our faction standing with Stormguard has been adjusted by 5, which means, like I said, I think we're at the point now where we can go ahead and happily Bottle of Kalish might go over here. Anyway, we should be able to go toward Caledon, I think. Maybe I want to try to find the person to turn these shackle keys into before I go, simply because they're taking up room in the inventory that's unnecessary. If it's anything like the other guy that I turned into, it's pretty straightforward. You walk up to him and you give him the key, and then he's happy, he gives you gold. All is well. Now, as to where the guys are that I need, that's a whole other question. I'll run around like a chicken with my head cut off for a minute. And maybe we'll find Erendei says, watch me not be able to find a single orc burner now. That would be a shame. Which begs the question, is Erendei here? I don't see her. I don't see her in this zone. That doesn't mean that she's not in the, in like a different difficulty level. I hadn't thought about it. Let's come over here to EQL. Just for players, friends, and then we're just going to do a foo, and then get on the correct chat bar. Or, yeah, sure, chat bar works. Butcher Block Mountains is where she is, so she's not over here. One would think it would be no problem. I almost fell into there. That's okay. We got a male elven slave over here. Maybe he needs one of these keys. Who knows? You need this key, dude? No, he doesn't. He's not even grateful for our attempt. You notice that? Surprised he didn't attack me just for being near him. Alright, the orc slavers don't like me very much either. All very surprising. You'd kind of think orcs and ogres would get along at least, but apparently, nah, they don't. It's interesting that, like, my melee attack is not turning on. So whenever I click this, it's supposed to turn on my melee attack when I cast a spell. And that is not currently happening. Definitely have them targeted directly this time. So what's the deal, yo? It's weird. Okay, we got a cloth cape. I'm sure that's wonderful. We'll do auto merge. It was already on auto merge. And then let's see if we can loot it. My bags are, of course, full, so I can't loot it. Let's try storing it. No such luck. Alright, so we gotta go to our inventory thing over here. Our equipment thing, which by the way is almost full. But we'll toss some more stuff into it. Let's put a small cloth shirt in there. And how about, I want to keep the rusty rapier, but we can put the pants on. We don't have any pants on. That's a thought. But for now, the rawhide tunic over there. Rawhide sleeves, sure. We've got some tattered cloth sandals. We're running really low on storage at the moment. Rawhide cloak can go in there. Alright, we got a couple of bags here, which is nice. I should give those probably to Erendei if I run into her, or if I get to the bank, that would be a great place to put those as well. Put the cloth gloves in here. See if we can put that letter over there. And then, how's about I throw these legs on into the leg slot, not into the armor slot, just to mix things up, you know. I have 3 small bags at the moment, which is nice. Okay, so now we're at the cloth cape, and let's do a loot. Okay, you got a dwarven save over here. But first, an orc legionnaire. Alright. Forward with the fighting of the orc legionnaire. And hey, let's disarm him while we're at it. I mean, the odds are we don't disarm him, and we just click him a little bit, but we can make the effort anyway. Now, the other question, why are we not having the auto attack happen? I'm going to check here again. Make sure it's on. Attack on hostile cast, it says. Now, am I right in saying that Tainted Breath is a hostile cast, as it has been this entire game? It's very strange. Why is it that it's not going off? No idea. Persistent auto attack is on. Everything looks good. I don't know why it doesn't, why it's not happening. I can click it manually. Actually, I can't click melee attack manually either. If I right click it and activate. I don't know if that worked or not. He was dead so fast and instantly. It's come down to this female dwarven slave. Now, we Caitlin traded her something earlier, and she was very happy. I think it was her anyway. But I don't think that I have that key at this point. We will do our best, and she has no interest whatsoever in it. We got another elven slave over here, and I feel like we've already tried and failed with this one. But I'm wrong, so that worked. So for that, we got some faction adjustments, which is very nice. And they even called me their friend. Look at that. An elven slave says, "Good work. I should be on my way. Farewell, my friend." It's great. I'm her friend, and got a little faction with the warriors. We lost some with Indigo Brotherhood, gained with merchants Belwith, and gained with Kelethan merchants, which is all sounding quite nice because I could use a little bit of faction with Kelethan because I want to be able to trade with Kelethan. There's another elven slave over here. Will he take this final key, number 22? So it'd be great. He has no interest in that key. What a shame. Alright, so we tried all those guys. I tried this one. Did I try this one, though? This one's a male dwarf, it appears. Let's try giving him a key. Nah, he wasn't interested. He doesn't want to leave that bad thing. It's not just any key will do for him, friends. Not just any key. Alright. So, there's another area nearby that I noticed has people in it. Erendei kept heading over to that area. Where is it? You may ask, and you may ask, but I may not tell, or I do not know. I'm gonna just run around and see if I can happen upon it. And Terradune says, odds are female keys, even males, except 15 no. So level 15 goes to the gnome. That is good to know. I think that right there was where we could go to zone out of here and into, I believe, Greater Fadark, perhaps, I think. Is this a place with, yes, okay, I think so. I think we've got some slaves over here in this building. Let's first and foremost deal with these orc centurions before things get too crazy. And then we'll, it's very odd that we can't melee attack. But we can just, I wonder if it's just a visual thing. Like, maybe it is on, and it just doesn't appear to be on. No idea why I just refreshed the dot on that. That was very, very young dot. Just to give you an idea of where I'm at, it looks like I've got like 24 minutes before I'll need to run for a while. Because, again, we've got an upcoming tournament, possibly. I have to try to pay attention to whether the chat bar turns red, because it's the only indication that I know of that you're getting a tell or a message in that chat. Okay, so this was not the right place. These guys they're not slaves at all. They're perfectly happy dwarves and elves, hanging out, not even slightly safe. You know what, though? Let's go try it anyway. Maybe it'll work. See what he has to say. Nothing. Okay. How about the next guy? Maybe this dwarven smith would be the one. No, not this one. How's about the elven priest? How do you feel about it? No, nothing. All right. Onward. All right. Orc Centurion over here. Can't seem to get into there. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to. Here we have an elven slave. Let's try giving her a key. Run for it, elf. Nope. No luck. Okay, how about in here? Here's some dwarves. We're being under attack. Hey, that's a name. I should maybe pay some attention, huh? But I've got to find my bags. There we go. Tough game, this. Okay, let's see. Where are we at right now? Let's give Rondo a bit of a dot. We got a warrior, and then a rogue. So, let's try to take out a Rondo here first. Because I think I don't like the rogue more than I don't like the others. He's fairly nasty. And even though my health isn't really diminishing and everything seems to be going fine, I would still rather take out Rondo before anybody else. The others are less important to me. Let's toss another dot on this one. And then switch back over to him and finish him off. And then let's go for this orc slaver here. Just to get that dot on him again. And then we'll switch back over to the orc slaver up there and finish him off. Alright. Rondo's tongue. Well, that's just lovely. That's exactly what I wanted. Rondo's tongue. Been looking for that for a while. Okay, so we did that female slave. Let's do this male slave here. Both of them are dwarves. Neither of them are interested. Okay. Let's see. What can we do with this key? That orc is going to be attacking me. I'm not real worried about him. Oh, well, that's interesting. We're now in the moat, it seems. Who knew? Odds are female keys, even males, except 15 milk. Reading it again, trying to comprehend. So normally the female keys drop. Alright. Now it can be a little tricky getting out of these holes like that, right? Climbing ladders and whatnot. It's not always as straightforward as you might think it would be. Let's get this guy. Got a legionnaire here and a thaumaturgist. Now what we want to do is we want to attack this thaumaturgist as the main person that we're attacking. The dots, yeah, sure, we'll put them on both, but as for who we want to kill first and who we want to concentrate on, it's pretty much the thaumaturgist as far as I'm concerned, so that we can make the attempt, even if we fail, to interrupt his spells. And of course I cast at the same time he cast, so that I couldn't interrupt it. It's kind of the way that goes sometimes, but I got his Clinging Darkness that time. What does Clinging Darkness do? I'm uncertain of that, but I feel like it's going to be one of these detriments. What do we got on this? Hymn of Restoration, Anthem de Arms, Sailors Accelerando, and it doesn't look like we have any detriments on, which is strange. So it really felt like, you know, the necromancer in his clinging darkness would have been trying to do something terrible to us, right? Apparently not. Okay, now back over to the Legionnaire. Well, I had assumed that last attempt to kill him would have succeeded. Apparently it did not, but now it has. So if I can find the person to trade this key into, then I'll have cleared another spot in my bags here, and it would then make sense to go out and go see about that faction situation. But that's okay. If it takes a minute, that's okay, because it will just give me a little time to get the faction up a little bit more. These are shoulder pads. Let's go ahead and auto merge those. And then let's see if I can get under here. Are there any slaves in here, perhaps? Okay, so this is a different entrance to the same area. No slaves, but we do have orc pawns. So this whole building is the same. Let's come over this way, where we have some other things. And did I just go through the same thing again? Probably. Looks like it's got yet a third entrance. And I don't see anything in there. Centurion in there. Got a centurion on us, for what that's worth. Didn't see any slaves there, unfortunately. Now, at some point, I get track with my bard abilities, but I don't have it yet, unfortunately. So it's a shame. There's some slaves over here. Checking to see if there's any this direction. Not looking promising. Yeah, nothing doing over there. Yet another entrance to that little area right there. It's like a rabbit hole. We got escape patches everywhere. Okay, let's go this way. And I think it's somewhere over this way. And no, it's that way, I think, to the west. There were some caves in the EverQuest 2 version. Whether those appear here or not, I'm unsure. If so, it would be to the west. Like northwest. All right. Certainly, we've got plenty of orcs hanging around. There we go. I think I was here earlier. And Terradune says, for some reason I can't get Twitch stream working. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it says you wrote test over there, so it looks like you got it. What's it doing for you? Seems okay from this end of things. Hopefully it's geared up for you. I do think that the melee attack must be triggering and just not visually showing that it's on. So it's not grayed out like it should be, but I think it must be working. Intelligence says, okay, thought I'd say something. It's been a while, no video. There should definitely be video over there, yeah. If there's not, you know what? Try refreshing. So I find that sometimes things are just a little glitchy. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Now this is the place I was in earlier. There were not really any slaves in here. Makes you wonder why. But apparently they're perfectly willing to work in there and they're not considered slaves as far as I can tell. Okay, we've got an elven slave over here. I think we've already tried her. I'm pretty certain we've tried her with this this key here. Try again. And yeah, definitely. So we did harvest some vegetables also with the foraging as we've been walking along, which is very cool. Okay, let's try these guys. I'm pretty sure we already did. I'll try them again. And Tara says, yep, I'll try again. Third time worked. Wow. Nice. That's crazy. You know, people that they're all worried about the robot takeover, right? Like, and I'm like, man, we can't even get a Coke machine to work. I'm not too worried about it. All right. I think there's a possibility that the caves are the place to be for this. What is it, number 22? Yeah, Shackle Key 22. Feels like the right place to be. Maybe. All right, so now we got another key. It's number 18. All right. Oh no, and two number 18s. Can I hand both of the 18s to the same slave? That's another question. All right, let's, we apparently cannot pick lock their shafts either. I've noticed that. Okay, let's try number 18. No, they don't care about it. How's about number 22? It's unlikely. I'm pretty sure we've already tried these on that specific slave. Let's try this one over here. Nothing doing. All right, how about number 18 for you? No. That's all right. We got this one here. Nothing from either of those. Gonna turn down this way. Now that's the place that goes with the water. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and get this orc slaver here. Okay. Let's get this guy dealt with. We've got another key. It's number 16. Let's loot it, and then let's go back over here and try number 16 on these guys. Self slave judged me amiably. I don't know how I feel about being judged amiably. At least I wasn't judged aggressively, I suppose. That one was uninterested in all of my things. Let's try the two dwarves. Now, here's the question. Are they different types of dwarves or are they both the same? I think they're both basically the same dwarves, right? Okay, those are both number 18. So let's try this one. It's the newer one, I think. Possibly. Well, try this one just in case. No such luck. Man, these keys are gonna be the death of me. So dwarves and elves are not the ones. How about this dwarf? It's a male dwarf. Hey, there we are. Got one. And again, we just basically got our faction up a little bit with various people. And a little bit of silver, a little bit of gold. Good bit of gold, honestly. What's interesting is we got 5 silver and we got 6 gold. Did we turn in 2 keys? No, we just turned in 1 key. That's a little weird, right? When we get 2 rewards for 1 turn in, they're both coinage and they're put in 2 different spots. It's a little strange. All right, back up here, and I think this time we can go to the right instead of to the left if there's anything going on down that tunnel there. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this chat channel. Erendei says, okay, I got the orc runner. The blue orc head is part of a paladin class quest. Nice. I think the alternative is going to be to take this chat. Can I move it? Move tab to window? Yes. I want to do that, but I don't know how. Clicked on it, and it's nothing doing. You would think there would be a menu? Maybe it's because I'm in a fight. Let's try killing this thing and trying again. Maybe. So it's not locked. I don't know. I don't know what's the deal here. I don't see anything. All right. So I don't know how to do it. It does not want to work for some reason. It's a shame. Well, let's try this elven slave right here. We've tried various elven slaves. Odds of it working on this one are apparently 100%. That's cool. So we got a little bit of money. We got some faction updates. Very nice. All right. Now, which key was that, I wonder? Was that the one I've been searching desperately for? No. Key number 22 still remains. All right. No good. No good at all. All right. Well, let's try going in the moat after all. Maybe somewhere around the moat is where we need Shackle 22 to be. Who knows? Or maybe it's off of here. So like a little cave or something, or maybe even up one of these areas. Maybe not. But if I see any slaves in the water, I'll jump in. Gotta try to free the slaves, right? Okay, how about we go down here and we'll see where this leads us. Oh, bit of a fall there into this water. Just out of curiosity, yeah, there's a little bit of a waterfall. It's interesting. These orcs have attacked. Well, this orc has anyway. I guess I can't say these per se. we're back in the same area as before, I think. I really need a map because I'm very bad at just remembering. Yes, I'm pretty certain, unless it just looks very much the same. I believe it's good to go. Now we've got some orcs attacking. I don't care a great deal. I guess I'll kill them real quick. Now, as you might can see, in the lower left-hand part of my stats window, it says evasive stance, and in the lower right-hand corner of the evasive window, or of the stats window, it says recover, right? So it shows the stance, right? So like the melee stance, and it also shows the invocation, which is essentially the mage stance. So in order to get both of those things to show, you have to be in the modern UI. And to do that, come to this window here, I believe. And as I recall, we right click here and go down to this display types. Maybe. That may not be right. We choose the layout for this one there. Do you know what? Okay. I remember. I do. To get the whole thing into modern, you got to go to the options and you go to, I think, interface, and then it's load UI scan. And then you have to select default modern first. So then you can set the other things up individually from there by right clicking it. But you've got to have the default skin on to get into that. To get into that area. And select you know, whether you want the default or the legacy or what you want there. Pretty happy with my foraging that I've done. We're back in here. Really not anything here that we haven't already seen. So yeah, I'm just not really being able to find the person for the number 22 key. It's a shame. These guys are both warriors. So it doesn't really matter which one I go after first. They're both the same. Same guy, pretty much. Same guy, different thing. Okay, so I think that's about all I can do right here because I'm gonna have to log out very soon. And let's see if I can find any way. Hopefully, maybe falling down is what is this? Where are we at? Let's try this Elven Slave here. My phone is ringing. I don't know who it is. It's not showing me a name. Oh, you know what? I gotta get going. It has been fun streaming with you guys, and hopefully I will see you all next time. Hopefully tonight, but we'll see. It might be tomorrow. I'm stuck in a walking here. I guess I can come over here and kill this guy real quick, but I do have to run, it looks like. Alright, let me see. We'll try to burn this guy down as quickly as possible. And probably I'll come in a fight next time. Gotta tell Erendei. Gotta run. Catch you later. There we go. All right, let's just loot these two things. So, yeah, I gotta get out of here. Think we're probably gonna do a tournament. We'll see. Um, but uh, but I'll be back when I can. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see the next time I go live. Hopefully, I'll see you all then.